Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. We are on Vulcanus, and at the end of the last recording, we had gotten some automation done, building up our miners and our foundries on Vulcanus in preparation for actually getting something done. And my goal for today is to expand my territory out so I have an actual mine available for tungsten rather than using up all the tungsten I have picked up off of the ground. And there's also something I wanted to correct because I was peeking at some prior recordings and I noticed I had messed up something on the Vulcanus trade platform, which may be causing problems. It won't be making any ammo right now, and it's in orbit around Vulcanus, so that's not good. So let's start off by heading up to the Vulcanus trader. Oh, yes, indeedy, we have a problem. So these guys, okay, my intent was for us to only make ammunition if we had at least a little bit of plate. And the idea behind that was just to make it not jitter when we went from 0 plate to 1 plate back to 0 plate a lot. And in the process of that, I set these up so they would no longer do it. Secondarily, you'll notice that we ran out of ammunition and we've been taking damage. So I need to have, as part of my resupply, I would like to have some repair packs sent up, please. Now, repair packs are actually easy to make. Iron gears, electronic circuits, so I could make them on every planet if I wanted to. Also, it's going to be an entire rocket for a stack of these, but that's not too bad. So I am going to basically wait here. I'm going to keep this guy in orbit around Vulcanus until it has reloaded all of its ammunition. And then it's going to go onward. I think I can do that just by letting this go normally. It will not be able to satisfy requests, so we will have to come and poke it. I suppose I can get around that by turning off these guys temporarily. We'll do that. And I want you to stop when you get to Novice. When I get to Novice, I want to turn all this back on and put you back to normal. And the colonizer, I'm going to send you to get a load of import from Novice. You are ready to go back here, so we're going to send you to Novice. You'll pick up a load of import goods and bring it back to Vulcanus for us. What else do we want to import here? I would like to increase the number of roboports we bring. We're using a lot of roboports and we're not making them yet. So 20 per trip, that should be good. Okay, let's take a look at our engines here. So you notice that the thruster fuel is kind of low. And it is kind of jittering back and forth because we are holding ourselves to a certain rate. So T is set to 3, so our throttle is 3 out of whatever the maximum C is. 3% throttle. So instead of 1,200 per minute, we're doing 36 per minute, so 12 per minute to each one of these guys. Unfortunately, because of the way this is set up, we're getting more fuel in one than the other ones. Oh well. In the aggregate, we're using 36 per minute fuel, and we're getting 41 or 42 kilometers per second. I'm going to bump my throttle up from 3 to 4. Burn a little more fuel. And that should bring my speed up a bit. We're probably good up to about speed 75. I suppose I could do a PID controller on this to set T based on speed and detect when we're not moving and all of that. But that would take a lot more work than I really want to do at this point. I could do a simple proportional controller, which would oscillate. I could do a PI controller. I can't really. What I would really want to do is find a value of T that precisely balances a given speed. And I suppose I could do that if I knew the formulas for all of this stuff. T of 4, we can bump this up a little bit more. Let's go to 5. I'm looking for a sweet spot. This guy has been just soaking up the fuel. So as long as these guys are lower thrust, that reduces our platform speed to where we are balancing out this. The other thing I want to watch is I want to arrive with full fuel tanks, which means we are not going to be spending time at each end waiting for fuel. There we go. How are you doing? You are actually ready to go. You are... Oh, you don't have any ammo built up. I do need to get some ammo built up before I set out. All of these guys are going to need repairs, which is why we're now including repair packs in our trader resupply, which we need to remember to turn on when we get to Novice. Okay, so this will bring us more roboports. It's interesting to me that despite the fact that all three of these are connected together, this guy has built up so much more fuel. Okay, fuel dumps off. These guys are sitting at no stars, yay. So we are not refilling these with fuel. This guy has a full load from where he arrived. And these guys are still full. So if we look here, we are in fact ready to go immediately if we want to. All we need to do is wait for our requests. So, back to Fulgora. What is it we need to do here? Well, I want to be making foundries. I want to be making the foundries and the miners like crazy so we can expand our base. And that's going to require more tungsten. We have a bunch of tungsten out here, but that's going to require getting rid of a destroyer. I think we've got space down here. I need to work out how to put... Oh, wait a minute. Let's grab our defense thingy. What I'm looking for here is Tesla turrets and big electric poles and substations. And what I'm going to want to do is stripe out a bunch of Tesla turrets. Let's see. Let's grab this guy. You are Tesla turret. I'm going to put a bunch of Tesla turrets out, and I'm going to use substations to get power to the turrets, and then I'm going to use big electric poles to get power back to the central area. And I probably should do this as a blueprint. I think I can just slap it down manually. So let's find where the guy is first. Let's turn off our robots. I'm going to do this manually so the robots don't get in the way. So he's right here. I can't put this down while he's cruising through the space where I want to kill him. I could maybe... I could put them up here. There's 10 across. Okay, bots would have been faster, but they also would have picked up a bunch of other stuff. So you're going to go there, and you're going to go there, and you're going to go halfway in between, and then we're going to drag you to where you actually have power. So he should be attracted by the stuff that's in his territory here. And he may route himself through my territory to get there. That's something I noticed, is that if we've got an arc, which is the enemy's territory, mine's in the middle, he will cut across it, killing everything in between. I've lost power panels like crazy on that. Let's accelerate it a bit because these guys move slow. Now, if I get too near him, I'll be grounded. You can't fly inside his little cloud. And if you stand in front of him, you will die. He doesn't actually attack. Now, what was the damage here? So we lost 4 of these guys. Let's turn on our bots. And now we'll pick this stuff up. There we go. So now the next step is for me to mark danger around the outside of the new territory and fill in the inside of the new territory. I think I can do that in a pause. Yeah, let's pause the recording. When we come back, I will have, as much as possible, extended my grid out. A lot of them aren't going to go down, which means a lot of them aren't going to be connected, but we'll get this set up. Make sure I am carrying electric poles and whatever roboports we have handy. Colonizer will be coming back with some. Trader, are you still? Well, you're getting there. You're getting more of these. I can't send up iron from this planet, so basically it is what it is. I think I'm going to send you back to Novice, even though you don't actually have enough ammo. And we already know that we can go to a throttle of 5. There we go. Colonizer, what are you waiting on? You are waiting on red chips. We have a problem with red chips, so I am going to send you back to Vulcanus without the red chips. Okay, now I'm going to pause and do some site prep. At this point, one must imagine a bone teapot with a little note next to it, elegantly lettered, saying, "Wait." Basically, at this point, we have overstressed our base on Novice. And I need to wait for Novice to make a whole bunch more red chips because I told it to make a whole bunch more modules. So this actually will be a very long wait in real time. I'm going to return you to pause. And when we come back, hopefully, we'll be ready to go again. It has been a while. So basically, our problem on Novice was that we were not getting enough red chips to do all the things we wanted to do. I wanted to do science with the red chips. I also wanted to make all of these modules. I added some red chip up here and added some plastic down below. Oh, added some diversion of plastic from the top of this array. So any plastic that makes it past the LDS is potentially plastic that I can provide into the logistics network now. And all of this was just because I was at a loss for making more red chips. Anyway, we're now making enough red chips. I also have said that when I'm putting red chips into the logistics network, half of them potentially could be picked up and the other half are going to go around because we're not getting a lot. Because we are running, well, with this upgraded to blue belts, it's become clear that we're only getting 4 blue belts out of this whole thing, okay? That was 6 red belts. And we're splitting it 9 ways. So, yeah, our novice factory really needs an upgrade, and we need more copper and more iron. We're not going to go out and get it, though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold tight. I'm going to hold tight until Vulcanus can start exporting miners, and I'll bring in the better miners, and that'll help. That'll help a lot, by the way. So we're back on Vulcanus, where we have cleared out all of this area, and I have extended my power and my logistics network to cover it, and we have picked up all of the junk that was in the area. I am not yet exploring further. When all of our robots crank up, we can exhaust the power. So first off, I'm going to put down some miners to get some tungsten ore flowing properly. That's job number 1. I think I'm going to have a mix of miners and beacons. If I've got any, can I get beacons here, please? Hey, you, do I have any beacons locally? If I have beacons, it would be really great. I don't have any beacons, so this is just going to be miners. So I want to pack the miners in as tightly as possible. So we are going to do catch as catch can on the miners here. You are going away because we're from now on using big miners. Helps if I turn on the carry around. Let's go get our stuff. Okay, so I've got some miners. We're not going to have enough miners to do what I want by far, but we'll have enough to get going at least. X1. I want to get as much of that as possible. So we're going to go way out there, and I'm going to have you mining into a red box. Okay. And in each miner, I'm going to add a power pole, and I'm going to add a light. And the light will always be on. So that will show us that we have power there. Now the limit, I could have it just mine until this box is full. But I think what I want to do is I want to, oops, you read contents, sorry. You are going to be enabled. We're not reading resources, but we're enabled when everything is less than 2,000. Let's see, how big are my stacks here? I think the stacks are 50, so that's 500. 2,000 is going to be 4 rows. So this will mine out to 4 rows and stop. I could just leave it going, period. Now these guys have a nice wide mining area, so I'm going to be really lazy. I'm going to snap the grid on this. I'm going to step out over here when I'm out of the way, and I'm going to say, put you guys everywhere you could possibly go. And now we're going to reevaluate. I've got all this area here where we are not really all that well covered. That should do it. Okay, so that's got the miners. Oh, I can turn on my stuff. And now we need to make sure that we have RoboPort coverage everywhere. I'm going to start with a RoboPort right here. If I can move you up one more, that actually gives us a RoboPort in the middle of the mining area, which is even better. And everybody is now covered. Hey, even you get in here for a little extra bonus. Now, I think what I'm going to do with these miners is I'm going to hit them with efficiency modules so they use less power. Actually, we're only going to use the power we need to mine once we get these up to the constant here. Now, let's hit them with efficiency modules. Get one of these guys, and we're going to upgrade from big miner to a big miner with, let's see, 2 efficiency module 2s will get us the maximum. Now, if I add in a productivity module, or 2, that's going to raise our power requirements, but it's going to increase the amount of stuff we get. So what if I do that? Let's just do one of them. Okay. Do it manually. I guess the upgrade I didn't save. So with 2 and 2, what we get is a plus 50. Oh, we had plus 50% from the miner itself. We're only getting 2% more productivity out of those. That's ridiculous. Plus 6 should be plus 12%. Did I look? Oh, it's plus 40% for the mining drill. I thought mining drills had a okay, resource drain 50%, so they'll drain resources at half speed. I guess they don't have a productivity. I don't see productivity on these guys. So with no modules, this says productivity plus 40%. Okay. So with those modules, we're up to 52%, and the energy consumption is at plus 420 kilowatts. If I get rid of you and put one more U in, that brings us down to 120. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. I should have done this with the upgrade planner. Oh well. Oh, and we had one more place we could put him here, which I didn't see. There we go. So, these miners will all try to keep their little red boxes up to 2,000 of the stuff. Now, I could have a whole bunch of robots just moving from here into green chests down here, which would move, moving from here into a chest and moving from there over belts coming out. But I am thinking that's going to be a bit of a pain to deal with. Logistic bots are currently doing okay. These guys should now be paused because we have enough tungsten carbide. These guys are paused because we have 20 foundries. Well, that's not anywhere near enough. I'm going to want 200 foundries. And these probably, yeah. Let's put this back down again with the parametric production. So we are making foundries. Product is foundry. So in this case, the two are the same. I'm going to go to 200. Going to get rid of the little 5 here and the little lubricant here. Grab all this, flip you vertically, and go there. Now, miners. You guys are set to go to 100. I also want to go to 200 miners. So we're going to start from here. And you are building miners. Output product is miner. I was just looking at it. Why do things move around on me? Grab you, flip you horizontally, put you in there. Oh, I almost forgot. Get rid of that. Okay, these miners do require electric mining drills. Now, this is all imported right now. We'll need to have local production of all of this stuff. But that's good for the moment. And these guys will go up to 1K. That's perfect. I am thinking that by default, I'm going to want to put efficiency modules in. Like that. That will cut my power. These are going to be running a lot because we're going to be exporting these guys. We're probably going to be exporting the tungsten plate, but we'll also be using it for a lot of stuff. I am going to take this, flip you vertically and put you in here, and move you over like that. So you can take this and put you in here and in here. That makes sense? That makes sense. Now, with that making sense that way, let's fit you guys in to the left of the power here, along that line, just like that. So we've now increased our production rates for some of our things. So in theory, we can produce in terms of per minute, 144 foundries, 144 tungsten plates, and 48 miners. That actually kind of makes sense because our miners are going to be dependent upon where we can place them. Foundries we can put anywhere, and we're going to be exporting foundries like crazy. So do I want my stuff on my fluid bus? Of course I do. So we're going to put you like this. Actually, let's grab from here to here. I'm going to say snap to grid. Cannot put that one down there because of the oil is in the wrong place. Now we can put it down. And this is our molten iron line, which I'm taking all the way down to here because I can. And then I'm going to run molten copper up here. And we see that we've got to move all of this to the left. Okay, well that makes sense. I am going to grab that much of it. I'm going to actually increase this a little bit. We're going to get rid of this stuff to the right of the power. Strange, I thought one more would fit in. I guess we can do one more like that. Yeah. Okay, get rid of these guys. Now we run this back up again. This is our molten copper. And let's get our molten iron connected up. There we go. Well, that was bad planning. That's okay. I will just jump this over these guys, giving it a little space on either side, but not a lot. Okay, molten copper and molten iron are now on the bus. We can trim that. Okay. So what have we done? We've put down some mining here, so we now have all the tungsten we want in our logistics network, and that will be available based on how many robots we can throw at it. We have our initial source of our foundries and our miners. Okay. We've got tungsten plate coming out. Now, I think we need to do this goal-oriented. What do we want to make here? I'm going to start my mall up at this top area. We're going to start with, I need to make rocket silos. Right. Gotta start to the right here a ways. Let's put the rocket silos right here. And I want to have one in my main stock. Okay. So we'll need all of that stuff. And we are importing electric engine units, and we're importing processing units, and we are importing concrete. It will happen eventually. I'm okay with importing things to make the silos because we'll make a certain number of them and then we're going to stop. So, you, rocket silo. I'm going to do an entirely robot-driven rocket silo layout here. We're going to wipe out the power and this guy. So let's get in here. Let's put our first rocket silo right up against the edge. Okay. Substation I'm going to put here. You're there. You definitely need prod modules. Okay. That could be a problem. Yeah. Let's not put it right up against the edge. He cuts the corners sometimes. Where do I want to put my rockets? Can I fit 4 of them across in here? That'd be kind of cute. If I have space, I can make space. Let's go somewhere I can lay out 4 in a row. Now we'll pick up all of this. This is my launch complex. Oh, that actually fits. And we could even replace... That's what I want right there. Okay, so there's launch complex. We are going to be requesting in the various parts. So blue chip, LDS, and rocket fuel. Let's do that. Crash unrequested, request from buffer chests is going to be on all of them. You are requesting in blue chips. I'm going to request in just 50 of them. You are filtering blue chips. I'm going to grab you and I'm going to make you a blueprint. Blueprint there, and we're going to get 50 LDS and we're going to get 50 rocket fuel. We grab that, we go boom, boom, and boom. Okay. So currently the only thing we have in any quantity are the blue chips. This is fine. The downside of doing it this way rather than the prioritized way I did them on Novice is we might end up with half as many blue chips as we need for the rockets, where if we focused on prioritizing one of them, we might get more rockets out. We'll have partial rockets maybe blocked because we don't have ingredients. Anyway, rocket fuel and LDS are our next tasks. Unless I want to get started on the science. I could get started on the science. Let's do that. I'm going to reach over to my planner here, and I'm going to say, build me, let's see, add machines. I'm going to build the science for this guy. This isn't electromagnetic. This is, what kind of science is this? These are the Metallurgic science packs. I'm going to do 2 machines making them. Okay, so according to Factorio Lab, if I have 2 machines making Metallurgic science packs, they will need 1.6 machines making tungsten carbide, so I can hide that on the plan because we've got that. I'm going to need 2.3 machines making tungsten plate. Got an idea here. Let's change the power. So I'm going to do... Where did you go? These guys again. I'm going to do this on either, do it here and here. And we are going to put in lamps here and here, always on. Grab that, get rid of the stuff in the middle. This is our power for these guys. Okay. That will enable me to grab all of this from here to here and double this up and triple it up. Okay. Let's fix this bottom line because I didn't use the delete option. We're going from here to here, so boom and boom. There. So now we have significantly more production capability to make tungsten plate when we need it. And it's all clustered over here before anything goes out to the fluid bus. These guys don't have power. That's silly. What if I put power in here and here? Do these might stretch? Oh, I don't actually need those. There we go. We still need... Come on. Where'd it go? Up there. Still need these guys. Why am I not putting things down? Do I have no robots? I think I have no robots. I think all of the robots are in the in the network, so I have to do this by hand now. Until we get more robots. Let's steal some. There we go. But we're still waiting on these guys being built. What are we waiting on here? You are trying to request in steel and concrete. Well, goodness. Let's just start thinking about what we can build with these guys. Let's go down to the bottom here. Do I want to do the bottom? Let's take a look at what we can build, and then I'll decide where to go. So you can build pipes directly. That's cool. You can build, obviously, those. We have all of these recipes, including Metallurgic Science Packs. Oh, I could start by putting the Metallurgic Science Pack in and then build out according to what I need. That would work. So if you are building Metallurgic Science Packs, you're going to need copper. So we're going to need to run some copper out. Again, we're going to be sacrificing our power grid to do this, because the grid is not meant to be permanent. Do that. And that would go out that way a ways. Okay, that's the kind of way I want to route this. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to do the science. Let's do it with the blueprint here. Parametric production. We're going to start from here. If I put it this way, we will be interleaving the boxes. Well, that's convenient. So we start from here. We are building science. I am going to go until I have 2,000 science in stock. Oh, wait a minute. We need more than that. We need to go until we have like 4,000 science in stock to allow bigger loads to be sent out. Pick you up. Oh, hold on. Get rid of that one so it doesn't keep querying us. You go there. I'm going to put this in place. And you are getting copper. Okay. Flip vertically. Flip vertically. And I'm going to put the power in. I need to put the power in here. Which means really these guys ought to be like that. Yeah. That centers the power pole more over the middle, which means it'll be a more regular grid. This power is now in the wrong place, but we can't put him there and still get this. So, yeah, we're going to have a little wobble in our grid. Nothing we can do about it, except move this out to the left again. And if we do that, then we've got a problem down here. Okay, so for RoboPort coverage, I'm thinking we put them like that. That makes sense. I thought these guys all had the resident robots. Okay, so these four together produce 144 science per minute, which is faster than we are doing research right now, so that's fine. We can extend it out later. And currently they are using tungsten carbide and tungsten plate, which are both very neatly produced up here. So actually, science was the easy part. Oh, how about that? Did not expect that. Now the tungsten carbide uses sulfur. I could move the tungsten carbide up here out of the way. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if it fits first. Let's just grab that much of it. I could put it just like that. That would work. Now let's grab this much. I'm going to put this here. Kind of like the way that's symmetric. And the sulfuric acid I am going to bring here and here. You're going to come from there. You come from here. And we are ready to go. And we can remove the tungsten carbide from below. That kind of makes sense. Tungsten carbide is kind of an early thing, so it's up here next to our solar farm. Science is ready to go, so what we need really is LDS and rocket fuel. Well, LDS I think we can make directly. This is incoming sulfuric acid. I don't want to mess with it. So we're going to jump down below the sulfuric acid here. And I believe... if I put this one in like this... Let's line it up with the other guys. There we go. And it was on the outside... And we just want something coming in on the top. I think, let's see. We are making low density structures. This is going to require plastic bars. I'm going to have 400 of these in stock. So we're using blue boxes to request for the rocket parts. So once a rocket part has been put in the blue box, it's not in our stock anymore, so that's perfect. Now this is why I made this. The recipe is distinct from the end product. Power. Oh, and I was going to do this the other way around, wasn't I? Yeah, so your fluids come in from the bottom. And we've got two different fluids, so I cannot put them this close. I have to back them away from each other. Can I put them that close? If I put them that close, it's going to make it hard to get the fluids in. So let's do it from here. Okay. Copper to copper. Iron to iron. Copper to here and out to here. Iron to here and out to here. So there's the molten copper and the molten iron. So these guys just need plastics now. And I have been putting these in to the right of the guy. They were below up here, now they're above down here because I've got this grid coming in. I don't want the grid. There we go. This does not need to be attached to the grid because I'm going to be bringing it in down here. So why did it bring these in? That's the wrong one, which means I have a bug in my thingy. So this guy, 9 is the recipe. I flipped these. These need to be ingredients of the recipe. So this needs to be recipe, and this needs to be product. Simple enough. So let's do this. You are product. This actually makes more sense. I like the order of this. Except it didn't give me the listing that I wanted. Okay, so 9 is this. 0 is that. Oh, I just need to fix what these are ingredients of. Right. So 9 has to be the recipe because that's what we're programming this guy for. 0 has to be the product because that's the programming in the filters. These guys now need to be ingredients of the recipe, not the filter. There we go. Save blueprint. We'll try it again. Recipe is LDS casting low density structure. The product is, of course, low density structure for the filtering. And stock quantity, let's do 400. Now, before I go any further, we have 2 fluids and plastic. The 2 fluids need to come off of that. Take that, flip horizontally to go here, flip vertically to go here, flip horizontally to go there. So now we're requesting in plastic. We have some plastic we've been importing. Or do we? No, we don't. Okay. We need to make plastic. How do we make plastic here? Well, it requires coal and petroleum gas. Pretty clear, we're going to need petroleum gas, which we're going to get from coal liquefaction eventually. We're going to have to get it from light oil cracking to petroleum, and the light oil cracking is going to have to get heavy oil from this stuff. Lordy. Let's take a look at this. I need to change my recipe now. So we are add machine. We are building rocket parts. That's the easy way to do this. Rocket parts for 4 launchers. This also will give me a sense of the scale. I will need to make blue chips from, okay, I can make blue chips in electromagnetic plants now, good. And the red chips in electromagnetic plants. What we need to concentrate on is the casting low density structure. It says 4. Okay, we've got 4. And it will need plastic. Then we go down to plastic, and let's just look at the section of this for LDS. Say I wanted to have 4 machines making LDS. Let's change this to machines. Casting LDS. So 4 machines casting LDS is going to require 2 machines making, or 2 chemical plants making plastic bars, which requires 3.3 chemical plants cracking, light to petroleum, and 2.8 cracking heavy to light, and 5 doing liquid. So I need 5 of these just for this guy. So we need more coal oil liquefaction. I think we're going to be making this into a major plant. Let's rework all of this. So, bada boom, bada bing, you all go away. I'm going to do a new coal plant, starting with mining with the good miners. Okay, so we have the Vulcanus open grid, which we want to put back down to repair all of this. Well, that all cleans up. So we need to mine the coal and put that into coal liquefaction. I'm going to put my coal plant up here. Now, this guy does come in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the coal just on this side of that power line. I still don't like that he cuts the corners. Maybe we'll zap him. Hey, that's an idea. Let's see, can we go zap him? Oh, he's got a big territory. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the recording here before we start this. I'm going to start a new recording with us acquiring some new territory for doing our coal plant out here where it's more convenient. We'll see what else he's got. He looks like he's got a giant territory. I hope he isn't too big. Anyway, I'll see you in the next recording.